everyone. Welcome to another edition of Rebirth Live. I am here today at Rebirth to talk to you a little bit about pillow safety. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Seeley and I'm Rebirth's pediatric sleep specialist. So I specialize in infant sleep. My background and PhD's in sleep and brain development, and once I became a mom, I really wanted to help educate other parents about infant sleep, and I offer workshops here and work one-on-one with families to help the little ones. One question I get a lot is about introducing pillows into your child's bed. Introducing anything at any point is always something that can be worrisome for moms. So I thought I would take some time to talk to you a little bit about how you can introduce a pillow in the most safest way for your child. The main things I will talk about is first, when to know if your child's ready or necessarily might need a pillow. And then second, which pillows that I found are the safest for your child. So I'll talk a little bit about the materials themselves and something that I had never heard of before I bought my first toddler pillow, the term off-gassing. So I'll talk about which pillows are the safest and unsafest and the ones that I recommend. And then also at the end, I'll talk about my favorite pillow, the one that I ended up purchasing for my son. And we have a few giveaways that I will announce as well. So make sure you kind of stick through to the end to learn a little bit about the giveaway that we'll be having. So first, how do you know if your child is ready for a pillow? Currently, there's no recommendations set in place to say at what age it's safe or unsafe for a child to have a pillow. Typically speaking, most pediatricians recommend around the 2-year mark is when it might be safe. But kind of within that range, there's a lot of variability. So there's not really one specific age, but again, around that mark is usually when it's considered to be safe. The biggest thing you want to look for is signs that your toddler might need a pillow. So these might be that they start maybe having a little bit of trouble getting comfortable in their crib. My son showed these signs around 22 months. They might start showing interest, so either trying to rest their head on a blanket or on a stuffed animal, and just showing kind of general that they're needing that comfort. My son, a big sign to me was when he was ready was he started to make his own pillow in his crib. So he was constructing a pillow out of blankets, and I would go in the night and find him sleeping kind of in this mound of blankets that he had made for himself. So for me, it was actually safer for me to give him a pillow than have him kind of resting on this pile of blankets that he could get caught in. And for me it was safer. So that was a time that I really thought, okay, he's asking for a pillow. He wants one. So that could be something that you see in your child, and I'd love to hear any comments on, if your child might be showing signs or what signs you saw in your child with that respect. So yeah, they might show comfort signals to you that they want it for comfort or have a general difficulty settling at night. Other reasons that you might introduce a pillow is just to help them feel a little bit like their crib space is their own. So this could be specifically when they are moving from a crib to a toddler bed. So really it can help with transitions and helping them feel secure in a new space and feeling like the items that they have are their own and special to them. So I see a lot of pillows being introduced during that crib to toddler bed transition. And also, I've helped some clients who have been co-sleeping with toddlers and they want to transition to their own bed. So that could be a sign as well, or it could be something that's helpful if you're planning to make a big transition. So we've introduced pillows and special pillows for them that have really helped them, again, feel special and love their sleep space. So you can do that in different ways. The one we ended up getting, they embroider the name on the pillow, so that my son loved having his name on his pillow. Or you could get a special pillowcase that they love and make it unique in some way. So that could be another reason you introduce a pillow, is they're making a step up or a step to a bed. Other reasons I've seen is if toddlers have recurrent sinus infections or colds, and actually having a pillow helps prop their head up, and it can help relieve some of the symptoms. So sometimes your pediatrician or pediatricians might recommend a pillow for comfort in that respect. So that's another thing that you might be seeing in your toddler, especially in those winter months. So yeah, those are some reasons you might want to introduce a pillow. In general though, my general guideline is don't push it if you don't feel quite ready. I always say if things are working, if you're happy, don't try to push them there. So if you're not quite sure yet, there's no harm in waiting a little while until they're ready. So don't, and that goes the same with transitioning to a toddler bed. I get that question a lot. If things are going well, if they're happy, don't push it. So feel free to kind of take your time and choose a time that's right. But those might be some signs that a pillow might help with sleep. So I'd love to hear any of your personal stories. If right now maybe your toddler is showing signs of needing a pillow, or if you have a toddler that already has one, what were their signs and what made you decide to give them one? So I'd love for you to share in the comment section your own experience with deciding when they're ready. So as far as when they're ready, if you decide they need a toddler pillow, for me it was around that 22 month mark. How do you choose the right kind of pillow? So generally you really want a pillow that is proper for them. So you don't want to give them an adult sized pillow. You want one specific for infants. I have a quote here from Dr. Holly Beckley. She's our chiropractor, and she says that once safety issues are considered, it's important to support the spine in a neutral position while sleeping. So an appropriate pillow is important. You want a pillow to fit them so their cervical spine is supported in a neutral position. This goes the same for adults as for toddlers. A pillow that's too large will flex their head up and bend their neck. So in the case of toddlers, you don't want an adult-sized pillow. A pillow that's too low or no pillow at all can tilt their head downward. So you want to maintain the spine in a neutral position. And she said you want a pillow that suits their sleep position, that fills the void between the mattress and their neck. So you want that space between their neck and the mattress to be full and to keep their spine in a neutral position. So that would mean a proper infant pillow for them. When I talk about the best pillows that I think are out there, I do mention how they kind of might support the neck or the head if they move it inward too much. And for me, one of the things I wanted to look for was a nice kind of firm enough pillow that it did support their neck. Most toddlers end up not even sleeping on their pillows. At least my son falls asleep with it. He loves it, and then he ends up kind of rolling off. But in general, you want to consider that when you're picking out a pillow, and keep them in a nice neutral position, and you want the right size, so you want an infant pillow. So the last part is really picking out the safest pillow for them. And for me, when I decided my son needed a pillow, I went on Amazon, did a quick search, and I found one. It said natural bamboo memory foam. So for me, I thought, well, natural bamboo, that means it's probably healthy. And I'll talk to you what the term natural actually means. But I thought, oh, natural bamboo, it's healthy. And memory foam means it might be firm enough and not too soft that his head will sink in too low. So that was my reasoning going into picking out a pillow. Now, I've been in the sleep research world for over 10 years, and to be honest, I've never really put a lot of thought into what kind of pillow I buy and what materials are in them. I just kind of buy whatever I see and use it, and I've never put a lot of thought into it. And that's what I did when I bought my son's pillow. And what happened, so we got the pillow in the mail. It was around dinner time. We opened it, and he was so excited to have a pillow. I put it in his crib, and he went in happily, went to sleep, no problem. And it was about probably around 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning. He woke up. I went in. He was acting really, really strange. He was really, really kind of excited and awake and jumping, and he's never done this ever in his life. If anything, if he wakes up at night, he kind of wants comfort and is sleepy. He's never been like awake and alert in the middle of the night. So that was really strange. And he was also wheezing, so I could hear in his chest some wheezing. So I thought maybe he was getting a cold, and I tried to comfort him, tried to calm him. Nothing seemed to work. And I ended up kind of laying down, and as soon as I put my head down, I had this huge like scent of paint, like really, really strong paint. And it like made me jump up because it was so strong, and I kind of threw it out of his crib, and I thought, like, what, like, how did he even sleep on that for 8 hours? I couldn't even hold my head on it for a second. It was really strong. And I actually brought the pillow here, the bamboo memory foam pillow, and it still smells. But yeah, so I threw it out. The next morning he was still wheezing. I brought him to his doctor, and they said, oh, he needs a puffer, he has asthma. And I felt terrible because my gut told me that it was from that pillow. That how strong it was, I thought, I don't know how he slept on it for 8 hours. So I ended up calling the company, and I asked them, like, why does your pillow smell like paint? And they said, it needs a period to be off-gassed, and at least like a week to be aired out before you can have him use it. And again, I didn't know this. There's nothing on the package explaining that to me, and I couldn't believe that people were selling pillows that had to be off-gassed to toddlers. And first of all, not even telling me, and second of all, and I asked him, I said, why does a toddler pillow have to be off-gassed? Basically, off-gassing means that there's toxic chemicals that are volatile and need to be aired out before using it. And he didn't really have an answer, but to me, like, it just seemed crazy that somebody would make a pillow that had to go through off-gassing, and then you would allow your toddler to sleep on it for 12 hours at night. So that really kind of opened my eyes, and I really became interested, and I wanted to know what pillow was out there that was the safest and that was not toxic at all. I didn't want to have to off-gas anything, and that kind of started my journey into researching different pillow qualities and the materials that go into them. So I want to tell you what I found and what the safest materials are and what you want to look for when you buy a pillow, because pillow companies do a really good job at hiding any of the materials that they use. For me, so the title said natural bamboo. The term natural is not regulated, so what that means is it could have 5% materials that are natural. 95% could be synthetic and processed. You don't want pillow materials that are processed. So memory foam is highly, highly processed, and it has a lot of toxic chemicals in it. Chemicals like formaldehyde. Some pillows have a lot of fire retardants to make them safe, but they actually are very, very toxic chemicals. So these chemicals are found to be carcinogenic. They're found to cause breathing problems, skin allergies, insomnia. Why would you make a pillow that has materials that cause insomnia? I don't know. But they're not good chemicals. So you want to stay clear of pillows that are synthetic and processed. You want natural materials. With that said, you want to look for pillows that say 100% natural, because using the word natural, again, could mean that it's 5% natural, 95% synthetic. So you want 100% natural in the title. And I was kind of, again, fooled by this word natural, thinking it's safe. So that's number one. That's what you want to look for. The different natural materials that you can buy, they're broken down like kind of 3 or 4 different types. The first I found are natural down-filled. So again, you'd want 100% natural down-filled. For me and for a toddler pillow, I didn't find that it was the best material, only because down-filled materials absorb moisture and retain heat, and they can lead to a lot of bacterial growth and mold. And I think for a toddler pillow, you want something that's a little bit more breathable. And down-filled can always have the risk of allergies as well. So for that reason, I didn't want to go in kind of that way. And also looking into the method of how they collect the feathers was not very appealing to me either. So I steered clear of down-filled. But that is one natural material that you could look for, either for a pillow for yourself or your toddler. Second, you could have, they're called buckwheat pillows you can buy, and they're 100% non-toxic natural material. I met a lady at a sale who makes buckwheat pillows for toddlers, and what I found personally for me, when I put my head on it, it sunk really low, and it was kind of like a beanbag feel to it, and because it's filled with all these little buckwheat pellets. So my head sunk, and also it was really loud. Like you could hear the pellets moving around. And I asked her, do you think this would disrupt my toddler? And she said, oh, it just takes a couple, like it's an adjustment period. So for that reason, it was more, I didn't like the feel of it, and I wasn't sure how he would respond. So I didn't do the buckwheat. What I ended up finding was a pillow that was made out of 100% organic cotton and 100% natural organic rubbers. And that was a pillow. It was from a local, it's a company based out of Ottawa, so they make all their pillows in Canada. And again, they're 100% natural, non-toxic materials. And this is a picture of it there, the pillow behind. And the company is called Obasan, based out of Ottawa. And this pillow to me was the best fit because, again, it's non-toxic, and it also, the cotton and the rubbers are very breathable, and they don't absorb moisture as much as like a down-filled pillow would. So they are less likely to grow mold and bacteria and all those things that we know kind of creep up in our pillows. So that to me was my choice, and I liked the comfort of it. I felt it had, like, it was comforting, but it wasn't like your head sunk into it. So for that reason, I liked it as well. They embroidered names on the pillows, so we got my son's name on it, Kirk, and he absolutely loves it. And actually, all of his asthma has cleared up, so he doesn't have any signs of asthma anymore, which is great. So I'm a huge fan of this company, and they make all of their materials. They make, or they bring in materials, again, 100% non-toxic natural, but they make crib mattresses. They even make water-resistant crib covers or mattress covers. And one thing to look for as well in crib covers, if it's water-resistant, it's usually highly processed. So their crib covers are made with 100% natural wools that are non-toxic. So that's something, if you're looking for a crib cover and not maybe a pillow, it could be something that you want to purchase. And honestly, to me, I was never someone who thought about the materials that I bought in terms of bedding. And through this experience, it's so worth the money to me to buy a good quality pillow for my son, because he spends 12 hours at night with his head, well, sometimes on it, sometimes off, but he loves it, and he's always snuggled up to it. And to think of these chemicals that are coming out in these memory foam pillows and these products that are synthetically made, to me it's so worth it to invest a little bit extra and get something that you know is safe for them. So he loves it, and he brings it everywhere with him. I would have brought it today, but he went camping for the first time, so that was a must-have to bring camping, was his pillow. So I don't have it here, but it does look something like that. But yeah, so that's what I would recommend when looking for a pillow. 100% natural products, and you want to make sure that it's safe, and to me it's worth that extra investment. I do have, so I reached out to the company and they sent me a few $100 gift cards for their products. So we will be doing some giveaways for people if you are interested in learning more about the company and getting a $100 gift card. I think the pillow itself is $79, so it could cover a pillow, and you could get, or a crib mattress protector, a crib mattress itself. So yeah, if you are interested in maybe winning the gift card, stay tuned, and we will post on the Rebirth website some opportunities to win. And always reach out if you have any questions about toddler pillows, or if your toddler's ready. I'm happy to chat with you about that. And yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have some safe sleep, and I'd love to hear yourself, if your toddler does use a pillow, what kind of pillow it is, and if that's something that you've thought about yourself, because it was all new to me when I went through it. So I've loved having the opportunity to share with you my experience and what I learned from it. So yeah, that's all for today, and I hope that gives you some useful tips. And to everyone out there, safe sleeping, and enjoy the weekend. Bye bye.